What's up guys, Charlie here, and today I'm going to show you how to go from this to this without breaking the bank. Stick around. If you follow into filmmaking at all, a lot of guys on YouTube, they get sponsored by big lighting companies and stuff, and they say, you know, just buy this little cob light, just buy this big Amaran light that, you know, it's only $250, you know. But if you're just getting started or you're on a tight budget, you know, you don't always have that option. But you know what you probably can afford for less than the cost of takeout? A little clamp light like this that comes with a reflector built in. And, you know, it's this easy. Plug it in. You do have to buy bulbs, but ultimately bulbs nowadays, LED bulbs, they last so long, they end up being cost efficient in the long run. And also, let me tell you a little secret. If you want, like, if this is too harsh, which I know this is still pretty harsh, you can modify that really simply. Again, very cheaply. All you need is some parchment paper and some painter's tape. Let me show you. If you can find these little sandwich wraps, these grease-proof sandwich wraps or something like that, it's like a perfect size, you know? And then all you gotta do is it pretty? No. That's not going anywhere. That'll work, right? And boom, you're there. Easy, simple. But you can even add more layers of diffusion. If you got multiple pieces of parchment paper, you know, this is what 2 looks like. Here's what 3 looks like. It just gets more and more diffuse. Now, you can get more advanced too. If you wanted to take a piece of cardboard, create a whole big flag situation, get some flags going up here, make it more directional. That's totally up to you, totally an option. But I guess ultimately what I'm trying to say is, like, lighting is only as difficult as you make it. You could have the most advanced light, very powerful, multi-changing Amaran or aperture or whatever kind of light, and if you're not using it correctly, then it's gonna look like crap, you know? It's not gonna help you. You know, if you're just doing, if you're lighting wrong, you know, even with a good light, it doesn't matter. And look, I'm not saying I'm the greatest rigging guy or lighting guy in the world, but it's a pretty simple, like, front, you know, key light, rim light kind of situation. Got some light spray on the back here. This is 2 lights, 2 light bulbs. You know, you can buy a 2-pack of these clamp lights for like 20 bucks. Probably cheaper. You could just go down to Lowe's or Goodwill, maybe find something like that. A couple light bulbs, toss them in there. Now, I recommend daylight bulbs. That's going to give you a more naturalistic look, but heck, go 2700 Kelvin. Go more orange, yellowy. You're gonna get a cooler, artistic look. Mix and match, you know? As long as they're bright and, you know, accessible, you can just do this. So don't let your budget determine how to film things. Doesn't matter if you have a fancy camera. Doesn't matter if you have fancy lighting. Doesn't matter if you have fancy mics. And I know, you know, I'm saying that and I'm wearing a fancy mic, but use what you got. Make with what you have. Talent is pursued interest. Anyway, guys, it's another quick little hack from your old pal Charlie here. And we'll see you again in the next video.